and the Minnesota Vikings. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Let's go now. 18 Gator. Hey, echo.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, check my 33. Check my 33. Check tight end. Check tight.
Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Watch 32.
Hey, Mike 7.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Silver.
2nd and 10. Got this complete to the rookie out of UMass, Andy Isabella. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
First down, Jaguars.
Come on, set.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Foxtrot.
Mike 50. Check.
Get it.
They'll set up to throw. And an alley to run. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Ready up.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Bravo. 80 weapons.
Coming after you. Kill.
Now.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And an alley to run. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. He'll drop to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And this is caught at the 20. A big play there for Minnesota. 56 yards. Now it's Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. So we got man. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. All day, dog.
Hey, Haywood.
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
50, huh? Watch the backer, watch the backer. Mike 50, Mike 50. Here we go.
Shoot.
They'll run it now, out of the gun. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say.
It got his man complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Squeeze, double. Switch.
Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Dory Jackson right there, step for step in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Switch.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And he spins past him and into space. And down inside the 15 he goes. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Jaguars' 14-yard line.
Go now. My 18 Gator, 18 Gator.
You ain't going nowhere.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51.
Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Jackson now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
We got 4. We got 4.
Watch 38. Watch 38.
On third down, Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A 31-yard attempt.
And Zerline's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully...
He's got a man, complete. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Now throwing on first down and completing it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready.
On first down, here's Love. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Cameron Jordan able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Third and 1.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Yeah. Hey, shoot.
Mike 50.
Hey, get it.
They'll set up a throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They're all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
23 yards on the play. Penny, the first down carry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Here we go. Go to base. 54. Right, 54. Your track, your track.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. John Ross, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take him into the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got a first down past the 30, and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big one there for the Jags, 18 yards, first down. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Now back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Hey, Charlie. It's 50, Mike's 50. I know he ain't got it. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Come on. You better bring it. Hit it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. 1:53 remaining in this first half of play. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
56. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Going deep downfield for Ross. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Ready, break.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm gonna run you over. Hey, look.
He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in, because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He finds his target, Beckham. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
That ball complete to Isabella.
We play to win.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Let's go. 6 yards.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go. Here we go.
McCaffrey. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They go play action with Jackson. Towards the end zone for Brown. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars. Andy Isabella, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars get a score closer. Myers connects on the PAT, and that will shave one more off this lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how. That's caught inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Marquise Brown with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Zerline good with a PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check
Go.
50.
Focus, defense, focus.
Hey!
Hey, 50.
Hey, Echo. Watch the slants. Watch the slant.
Mike 50 to go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 20-yard line.
Back to throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Jacksonville.
Mike 57.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to...
Bravo.
Don't get...
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Yo, go, go. Use the mic. Go.
On 2nd down, Love. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On the set.
Mike 50.
Let's put Alpha.
Let's put that team on the bus. Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50.
They'll look to throw. Being chased out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Bilal Nichols able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last
true.
time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust. It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. That was Dante Jackson, the one who got a hand in to knock it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A great blocking nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Here we go. Set. 8. Read.
Check the out. Check the out.
Ready.
Back to throw here. Flush to his right. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Bilal Nichols getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey.
They're going to look to throw. Able to find Isabella.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves them from a 3-and-out. He'll look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here's Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Here I come again.
Hey. Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
Hey, Haywood.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Big River.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 40. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time, but it's going to be 2nd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
It's a game of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Time to go, night. 36.
Jackson now. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
General West.
Pick it up, D.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to spring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Hey, Delta.
Heavy on the edges.
2nd and 4. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. And Isabella, 83 yards. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that...
Jaguars 14.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
They're running it. 57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Check the rap.
Check 31. Check 31. Hayward.
SOS.
From the gun, Jackson gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now Rashad Penny. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Play action. Now Jackson. And a big one loss here as he's taken down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A good pickup there at 22. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
First down.
Look at me. Zipper. Hey, Zoo.
50's the mic.
Hit it.
He'll drop to throw. This one caught by Isabella. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
70.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, exit.
Push him back. Push him back.
Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50, huh?
Let's pick it up. It's our time.
Yep.
Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Let's go.
Now back to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
57's the mic. 57's the mic. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby.
2nd and 5. That ball complete to Isabella. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line.
Hey, Charlie.
A gain of 27 on the play. First down.
57's the mic.
Go.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Hey.
Mike 57.
Smooth.
Double dog. That's the way.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57.
Let's go.
Ready, ready.
Looking to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Hey, Oregon.
Let's go, tackle, let's go. We got this.
Get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2.
50, plant.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
Hey, echo.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Right there.
At the 2-yard line.
Now.
2nd and 2. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Check.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end.